But well,
Yeah.
we are here now. We got some quarters to insert. I got one for
Let's
me.
get it.
That works. And one for you. There you go.
We in this?
We're happy.
Yeah. We're
Streamlining
sorry.
it. I know.
It's lagging. I know. Can you hear us
Yes.
okay though? Is the audio at least all right?
I was gonna say there is at this point absolutely nothing I can do about the video, but the audio hopefully is up to par.
Yeah, a little bit of internet issues at the moment. So
Yeah. Oh my goodness. Yes, I am so sorry. The video is absolutely trashed and is probably unwatchable. But our audio, wow, the video is trashed. Audio's good. So
take like a moment that you see that you think is ideal and just hold that moment so dear in your
yes,
heart and picture it in your head while you listen to us talk. And that's exactly what you need.
yeah. Take this opportunity to just chill out and play some games while you listen to us chat. That'll probably be the best thing to do. Because sitting here and watching us is going to be like watching a couple of paintings dry. So it's actually going to be pretty much exactly like that.
It's okay. I mean, hey, it gives them a chance to like paint us if they want to. Then for some
Paint me like one of your French
fan
girls.
art. Yeah, dude, I'd love to be a bearded French girl.
Ew.
Oh my God.
I'm so sorry I thought about that.
Who doesn't though? When somebody says the paint me thing, it's always anything about painting. You got to go to that moment.
Yeah.
It's a classic.
It's a terrible movie, but it's a great moment. That's for sure.
Oh God.
Oh man.
God.
Well, we are here, ready to party. Some press start to play, and how we doing, man?
Man, I'm hanging in there. It's been a long
Yeah.
week. I'm tired, but I am tired also of not streaming. So it's time to
Same.
stream.
Yes.
That's for sure. I had to
Seriously.
make some time. Needed to get it. It's like my one day off in forever. So
Yeah.
here we are.
We
Talking
got
some
it.
couch co-op.
Yes.
I'm
so
psyched for
stoked.
that. It's funny because I've always talked about co-op is just co-op, and the really interesting thing is I've been gaming since I was like, it's always sounds so wild to say because it sounds so young, but like when you see a 3-year-old, you're like, oh yeah, they're capable of more than it seems like. And I've been gaming since I was 3, and it seems so weird, but like not like I was a pro gamer, but I'm just like, just
Yeah.
like running around on Super Nintendo.
Totally.
So it's funny because even though I'm 27 now, I've been gaming since I was 3. You are the first person I've ever heard use the term couch co-op. I've just
Really.
always used it as co-op. So
Huh.
like I've been digging it. Like I'm always like couch co-op, couch co-op. I'm throwing it around everywhere.
Yes. Please do. I love
So
it.
yeah, it's such a perfect term for it, man. Because it's like
Yeah.
back in the day, you guys used to just chill on the couch together, sit on the floor together, just in the same room, gaming, sharing the same experience, same time, laughing together, pushing each other around. I miss those days. What happened
Dude,
to that?
the
What
internet
happened?
happened.
Yeah.
The same reason we're
Online
having
gaming.
problems today. Thanks, internet.
True. True. The whole reason this is even possible is the biggest problem as well.
Oh my gosh, seriously though. Well, I like think about it, and it's like when we were like playing like Fall Guys for that one little moment that I had Fall Guys, and it was like it's like couch co-op, but it's not at all because it's like that particular moment specifically, I couldn't see you because we didn't have like face cams. But if we were like set up face cams and stuff, it'd be like we were couch co-oping, but we're not. I mean,
Yeah.
we're in completely different states, but we can still have that gaming experience. So I certainly appreciate online co-op for that reason, or being able to play online games, because then I could play games with you. But also at the same time, I just have, like you were saying, you have so many memories of sitting on the floor and playing games with your friends, like sitting right next to each other and like interacting person to person. But now you don't really have that anymore. I mean, so many games just don't even offer couch co-op, and if they do, it's excruciatingly limited and not very involved, I guess.
That's super true. Honestly, I think one of the more recent co-op games I even had a chance to try was probably some of the Borderlands, honestly. Like it's one of the few game series to actually have something that's more modern, but you can actually sit down with a friend and play. Like other than
Yeah.
like going to a classic like Halo, you know, I mean, I've never been like the biggest person on Xbox, but Halo is one of those games where it's like, hell yeah, like let's run through the campaign
Yeah.
while, you know, we have like a bros night, you know? Like I miss like having those nights where you stay up all night just trying to like rush through the story or, you
Yeah.
know, then you finally hop over and see who's the better 1v1er, you know, and
Oh
man,
yeah.
those were the times, man. Drinking
Totally.
way too much Mountain Dew than you were supposed to, than your body could even handle, and
Oh
the good
no.
days,
Oh
the good
no.
days.
Yeah, I would totally say Borderlands is my biggest couch co-op experience. I mean, I have my buddy, and when I moved down here to college, it was like the first day I moved in, like the very, very first thing we did was like set up the gaming systems and start playing Borderlands 2. It was like the first thing I did when I moved down to college, and it was awesome. It was like, this is so rad. Like, it just, cause like okay, so like when I was younger, I like had like all my friends and we would play like Lego Star Wars and things like that. So like that was my younger couch co-op experience. And then kind of when I got to like high school and stuff, you know, I was still playing Lego Star Wars, but I was playing it with my girlfriend, who's now my wife. And so it was like I didn't have like that dude time, you know, where it's just like
Yeah, okay,
totally
okay.
different. And then when I moved to college and I was living with my buddy, it was like I had that dude time again to stay up super late, and it's like 2:30, and it's like, do you have any classes tomorrow? Yeah, I have one at like 8. Well, are you gonna go? No, probably not. All right. You know, it's just is like we didn't care, we were too busy gaming, you know. And so
Yeah.
it's just interesting because Borderlands has always been like my go-to couch co-op. I mean, like even last night when you're like, do you have any games that come to mind when you think couch co-op? And I was like, dude, Borderlands every time. It's just it's got so many consistent memories of co-op gaming, and it's a very good example of it too.
Okay. Yeah, you know, I never got a chance to play too much of the Borderlands, though. I know I mentioned that with you, and you know, I did have more fun with it with co-op. That's for sure.
Oh yeah.
It just, I think I told you it was a bit of like the art style. It like I had a hard time differentiating like height levels and stuff. Like I remember there was one time I thought like something was going straight and it was like just a drawing or like I don't know, like damage in the ground or something, and then
Oh
I ended up
yeah.
sliding down the side of a hill and I was like, "What?" I had no
Whoops.
clue. Yeah, it just like it all kind of like blurred together for me. I don't know, it's a little odd.
Yeah.
But I did like the game, like the idea was super
So
fun.
awesome.
I think my brain was just derping too much for it.
Yeah. Well,
But I mean, what game?
I've
Oh,
been
sorry,
playing
go for
Diablo
it.
3 recently, and so it's fun to see how much influence Borderlands had from the Diablo games and how it transferred, because Diablo 3 is like, or like the Diablo series in general, because I guess Borderlands came out before Diablo 3. But anyways, it's just
Oh yeah,
Diablo
yeah,
was
yeah.
like the perfect like looter RPG. You know, it's like you got a lot of loot and it was so awesome, but then you still had really awesome RPG elements and tons of uh, customizability and like the way you played and the way your character was presented. And I feel like Borderlands
Yeah.
captured that so well in that first person genre, and also had a fun sense of humor with it. I love the Borderlands sense of humor. It's so good and it's so smart too, and it all ties together to make such a solid game that's so worth playing.
I know more about memes of Borderlands than I actually know about Borderlands.
Yeah. Oh man, I love
Yeah, I've
Borderlands.
seen so many of the memes. Like every time it would come out, I remember it was just like such a hit that people would like make so many jokes about it. I
Yeah.
can't remember exactly what the meme was, but I know there was a sign. There was like a sign that led to somewhere that was just a super popular meme because like the name of the town was just hilarious or something. Or it was just like this big joke because of somebody you fight there. I don't know. There were so many.
Yeah.
It's hard to even keep track of them, but they were all classic, honestly.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. I'm like, I don't know.
You
Yeah.
know what I really want to go back to play is Rainbow Six Las Vegas 2.
Oh yeah,
That
Rainbow
one I
Six
would
is awesome.
love to have again. That was
Yeah.
such a good co-op game.
Dude.
Honestly, like
Yeah.
all of them had really good co-op features, like the ones that did host them.
Mhm.
But I would have to say, so that one had it in the story, which the story was really cool to have it on, and I loved the customizable armor in it.
Oh yeah.
Oh, Umbrella Gibson says Time Splitters.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, that was a good game as well. I remember I played a bit of that with my buddy Christian,
Trying to
and that
think.
was always a fun one.
I don't even think I played that one.
No?
No, I don't think so. I'm trying to
Huh.
remember like what it
I
was.
played it a little bit. I didn't get a chance to play it a lot. He was actually the one who introduced me to it.
Yeah. Okay. I'm trying to even think of what it is.
It's a FPS, I'm pretty sure. I remember the cover
Uh-huh.
for it. but it's like a bit futuristic if I remember correctly, unless I'm
Okay.
mistaking it with Quake, because I only played it a handful of times.
Ooh, Quake is good.
But Quake is a good game. Oh
It's a good one.
man, I got the runny nose again. I'm
Oh
so sorry.
no.
I know, dude, that spicy food got me. It got me.
It's
Yeah, I
too
can't
much to
find it on here
handle.
really quick to describe it
Yeah, I'm trying
fully.
to see if I
Umbrella,
can like
drop us some info on it.
find any like gameplay images, see if I recognize any gameplay look.
You know, when it came to Rainbow Six, though, I absolutely loved the terrorist hunt mode. That was my
Oh yeah.
favorite. That was like it was such a difficult
Okay.
game mode, but you absolutely just like craved to finish it.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
know, like
totally.
you couldn't not run a map like 50 times in a row trying
Yeah.
to beat it. You had to. It was like vendetta, just
Uh-huh.
anger moment at that point.
Dude, yeah, seriously. I totally remember playing through that one a bunch of times, and I think I probably played that mode more than I did the main story. Just because it was
Yeah,
so enjoyable, and
same.
like you said, customizing the characters and getting the different gear and stuff. It was really cool and just super fun. And the
It
maps,
was
and
so fun with
yeah,
the
it was
team. Like
great.
I just playing with a buddy, it was just such a good game.
Yeah.
Such a good
Oh,
game.
so solid. And so, yeah, man, there's lots of good couch co-op games out there. It's just such a bummer there's not more of it. I think of a good recent example. There was the new Wolfenstein Youngblood game that came out about a year ago, year and a half. And that one was a big bummer because it had so much potential to be a super solid couch co-op game. And like my buddy and I were like, dude, we're gonna like blast through it and it's gonna be awesome. But then it didn't have any couch co-op. It was all online. It was stupid and I was so mad. I was like,
Oh
really?
man.
Yeah, because it's like a
Man,
game
that
all about
sucks.
co-op. But then they didn't even have any local
Yeah.
online. It was all online. I mean, you could play it single
Man.
player, which was good and it was still enjoyable. But it was like that couch co-op experience really just would have kicked it to the next level. It was like, ah, man,
Yeah.
it was a bummer.
You know, I remember a really old game that had that I was really happy with was the Medal of Honor series. They
Ooh,
had
yeah.
co-op in that, and that was so fun getting to play like an FPS like that with friends. And
Mm-hmm.
like I just remember like it got to a point where we ended up doing like the versus mode you can unlock, and it was basically like Halo jumping in the game, and we made
Oh,
it to where it was rocket launchers and grenades only.
oh,
And
dude.
like there was one, it was like Medal of Honor 2, what was it? Underground, I think it was called, on PlayStation 1. And
Okay.
you could unlock like a Diablo dude, not like it was supposed to be like El Diablo, you know, so it's just like this big like what do
Oh,
you call it? Beelzebub, you
okay.
know, like the
Yeah.
devil dude.
Yeah.
And then there was like a giant dude in there that kind of looked like Mr. X actually, funny
Oh,
enough.
interesting.
And like we're just like these two giant dudes like moon hopping around on these PlayStation 1 maps, just chucking grenades
That's
at each other
awesome.
until one of us lands a direct hit and it's just instant
It's
death. And
over.
oh my God, it was so funny. It was
That's awesome.
absolutely hilarious. I absolutely miss those old school games.
Oh, man.
Actually, kind of salty at Sony right now that they're saying they're not going to have backwards compatibility for 1 through 3, and it's still going to be the PlayStation Now service. It's like really irking me. Like
Yeah.
I followed Sony for so long, but I can't lie, they're doing a lot of stuff that's kind of just really, really peeing me off
Really? Oh, man.
for you know more PG term here. But it yeah, I'm getting really irritated with it.
Oh, man. Bummer.
Um, like, I mean, you've seen my freaking binder. Look at all those classics I've got. My
Yeah.
PlayStation 3 is dying, and it's basically a mini heater when I use it. Like, I don't want to have to keep using my PS3 for my classics, you know?
Yeah.
It's
Oh, man.
honestly something I hold so dear to me because of how I got it. Like, the way I got my PS3 meant a lot to me.
Mm-hmm.
So it's something I don't ever want to fully die on me, you know? So I'm like
Yeah.
really careful about using it. So the fact that I
Mm.
feel like I'm like kind of getting cornered into just running it into the ground and then literally having nothing to use unless I rebuy the old systems, it's just,
Yeah.
I don't know, it's
Hmm.
really frustrating. It's kind of offensive as like a hardcore
Hmm.
longtime fan, especially because I can't access my PS3 content, like all the PS1 games I bought on there, which are most of my co-op games actually. Like
Yeah.
my Jet Moto 1 and 2. I had the Medal of Honor games. I had a couple of fighting games. What was it? Like Beast Roar or something? Bloody Roar. Bloody
Oh.
Roar was the fighting game. I had that one. Um, man, what else? I have so many PlayStation 1 games on there. Crazy. But
good
yeah, I can't
stuff.
use any of them on
Huh.
PS4 or later. They don't allow you to get them anymore. You can
Yeah.
only use them on PS3. So, like literally over $1,000 in game content I can't use.
Yeah. Backwards compatibility is a tricky one too because there is so much potential for it, and it's tricky because some companies are like totally like for it, like yeah, totally, let's give backwards compatibility. But then you can see people like Sony are just like it's not an interest to us. We're more focused on the future instead of trying to keep reliving the past. And it's like, okay, it's fair. But also at the same time, yeah, you get people like you in your situation where it's like, I have all these games and no way to play them. And it's so unfortunate. And so it's tricky because it's like, I get it. Okay, how do I say this? I do want them to focus on the future of gaming because I think there is so much potential there. And I would be worried that they wouldn't be able to let the PS5 have its full potential because they have to let it be able to handle that older stuff. They have to put in the right hardware and stuff like that. But then it would hinder the future. And
Be the coding with the eye, honestly. It's like a
yeah,
decryption
I
formatting. Like honestly, all they got to do is just add the like that's what locks games out of other consoles is like an encryption key that's
okay.
specific to each console. That's how people can
Hmm.
crack the eyes. So
Yeah.
like literally as long as they add the encryption key to the eye, like it should be able to read it. The only issue would come with if the eye needs to be integrated to read the blue discs. So
Mm,
other than that, the black discs and the silver discs should work perfectly fine with an
hmm.
encrypted key reader. So that it like Xbox has shown they can do it, and I hate to admit it because I've always played on Sony. Like I've had Microsoft gear, but I've always preferred my Sony stuff, and that's why it's really like making me frustrated
Hmm.
because they're showing that all they care about is the money from PlayStation Now. They're
Yeah.
like, oh, we'll give you these handful of classics, but you got to pay us each month,
Hmm.
and these are the only games you're allowed to get.
Yeah.
But then you can go and buy some other PS2 games if you're lucky on our market in PS3.
Yeah.
But it's
Hmm.
just like, I don't know, it's offensive. So much
Interesting.
money I've sunk into it, and they're just like, nope,
Yeah.
you got to give us more money, and you can
Huh.
only play what we let you play.
Yeah.
Like, my super
Interesting.
rare PlayStation games are never going to be on there, you know?
No.
Treasures of the Deep, Skull Monkeys, Resident Evil Survivor, like MDK, those
Yeah.
games aren't going to ever be put on PlayStation Now. There's no way.
Hmm.
Like, those games didn't have a big enough following, you know?
Yeah. Interesting. Yeah, I think the idea of PlayStation Now is interesting because it lets people who never had those consoles or even games that you haven't ever even heard of or never had a chance to get. I think it's awesome for those people because then they do now have that opportunity to get that. But then yet again, you get people in your situation that have those games that you want to play, but there's just no way to now. It's just like you said, they're not going to get it. There's not a possibility of them getting it for rights reasons or just following reasons. It's just so obscure. And I think that's one thing that's kind of cool about the Super Nintendo and the Nintendo Entertainment online system they have on the Switch is that they do have a lot of variety in there, but then they also have games that I'm like, you guys should probably have those on there. But then also, yet again, it's like, okay, there's probably copyright things and other shenanigans going on. And so the online service type thing is so interesting because there's certainly lots of plus and negatives to it. And it's not something I've really gotten into, and so it's kind of hard for me to give like a super solid opinion on because I have all my old consoles that I can still play on and I don't have any problems, and then I've never really dove into the PS Now, and like the Nintendo Switch Online is the biggest like online streaming thing that I've ever really had an experience with, and yet again I own most of those games already, but now my Nintendo Entertainment System doesn't work anymore, so I can play those games on there now, so I appreciate that. So I don't know, it's just such a tricky thing because you get people in your situation like, I totally get it, man. I totally want you to be able to play those games and have that experience. But then also it's like, okay, but I do appreciate the PS Now thing because it gives people those opportunity to play if they've never played it or if they did have it and it doesn't work anymore, whatever the situation is. So it's
Just do
tricky.
both.
Yeah,
They just need to do both. Why not allow
totally.
both? Now allows people who don't have it to do it, and then if they're still integrated, like, dude, I would still keep PlayStation Now, even if it was backwards compatible. Like, there's
Yeah.
stuff on there that I don't have anymore, or like I never had the chance to get. It offers still a unique opportunity. Like,
Yeah.
Game Passes are cool. Like, I don't deny that. I thought it was stupid and a ripoff at first because I was like, oh, they're just trying to make a Netflix for games, you know?
Mm-hmm.
And I was frustrated because when I first looked, it was like it felt like funny enough, it's actually Sony's free stream Crackle. It was like the Crackle of
Okay.
gaming. It's just like the most random nonsense stuff you never heard of, and like you wouldn't have played unless, it's just some random family or some random game your family got for you because they didn't know what you were interested in.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, this is trash. Like this isn't worth even $10 a month. But now, dude, the selection on there is killer. Like that's how I got to play Fallout 4 was because of the PlayStation Now. Like
Yeah.
never had a chance to get it, didn't want to spend the money on it. Tried it, now I love Fallout. Like it's an absolute blast. So
Hey,
there's
sorry, I got
definitely
my
upsides to it.
got my posters.
Yeah,
Love
exactly,
Fallout.
exactly, man. I'm actually getting into Fallout 76. I think I was streaming it to you when we
Yeah.
were chatting the other day.
Yeah, no, that looked interesting. I'm glad you're getting into it. I had someone on my stream last night that was talking about it. They're like, dude, it's like I want to get it, but I don't want to get it, but I do. And I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I feel that. It's like I do, but I don't, but I don't.
And it's an interesting play for like modern co-op for sure. Like talking about online co-op, because it's so interesting to have like literally just an open online world that you
Hmm.
can affect other people so much, and like especially seeing like you can work as teams, or there's people that choose not to work in teams and they just build like trap houses to steal people's loot in and stuff.
Mess with
Like,
everyone.
man, yeah, it's crazy. Like
Hmm.
it's interesting that we have games now where you can choose like a real world situation. Like, oh, will I work with people or will I, take advantage and try and steal and like work my way through.
Yeah.
It's almost literally like its own like political society all in its own like genre and sense,
Yeah.
and it's just so interesting to see that there's still chaotic, like evil and neutral good and like
Yeah. Oh, I lost you. You're frozen. Oh
did
my,
what?
you totally
Hello?
froze. There we go. You're back.
Hello? Okay, here
Welcome
I am.
back.
Oh, I look beautiful on the frozen screen too. I'm just
Yeah.
like
Oh my gosh, today
oh,
is the day
freeze
of
frames are
technical
great.
nightmare. It's not even the freeze frames, man. It's just everything's been awesome.
That's the thing. How do you even test this without going live? That's
There's
the thing that's
no
frustrating
way.
about it,
At least as far as I'm aware of, there is no way to test it unless you go live. So,
right?
unless you just be
It's
like, "Hey,
messed
this is a
up,
test stream. Don't bother showing up." Something
right?
like that. But
My computer always says that we've been streaming for an extra hour too. Actually, I think two, because we haven't been streaming for too long, but it says that we've been streaming for 2 hours, 24 minutes, and 35 seconds.
nope. Yeah, only 24 minutes.
Yeah, that makes more sense. That seems about right.
Sure does. Oh man.
Yeah, I feel you, man. It's been crazy. We've
Oh
both
my
been
gosh.
working a lot.
Yeah.
That's why we've been away from the streams so long, and now here we are having crazy technical difficulties.
I know. It's so like kind of defeating. It's just like it's been so long. We were both so stoked to get back into it. And now there's so many problems that it's just like,
It's
why?
all right. I'm still having a fun
Oh,
talking about it.
totally.
Anyways, honestly, it's still good to like chat gaming.
Totally. Yeah, no. It's always just like I'm always like, I hope people watching are, enjoying it, doing okay, but then it's just like so many things are popping up and so I'm like, ah. But
Happens.
it's good. We're fine. It's
We're
fine.
fine. We're surviving.
Yep.
It's 2020, baby. It's what we got. 2020.
Survival of the fittest at its finest.
Oh my God.
Oh, geez,
What
man.
wild times.
Seriously though, what was it today? This morning, my wife was leaving, and I can't remember what she said, but I was like, "It's modern America in 2020. Of course, there's whatever it was we were talking about." She's like, "Oh my
Oh
gosh,
my
seriously, I'm
God.
I'm over it."
Right?
It's like, dude,
It's life is becoming a South Park episode mixed
yeah.
with Fallout 3.
Honestly, Fallout 3 sounds pretty awesome right now.
Dude, I would rather be in Fallout 3, honestly, man. Let's team up.
Actually, maybe not. Fallout 3 land is pretty bleak and terrible looking.
True. I'd rather be in like 4. 76 seems to have a little bit going on. I'm curious about 76 because 76 actually looks incredibly similar to 4.
Yeah.
Like I feel like it looks like you're in the same area. Like the
Hmm.
foliage and stuff, it's very similar.
Yeah.
and
I say
like
they haven't changed
the
their engine at
clothing.
all, so same
Well, but
engine.
I mean, like, I know that they look different area-wise. Like you said, like 3 is very bleak.
Mm-hmm.
New Vegas has a lot of lights, it's a little bit more
Sometimes.
still in like a city kind of like
Yeah.
compared to like how 3 was. Like 3, there's no lights
Oh,
basically.
no.
Like you go places and it's like the one bulb on a string here and there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
4 even had a decent amount of lights because you're by a city.
Yeah, 4 was
So
pretty
that's what I'm
bright in
curious.
general.
Yeah. Honestly, I really liked the colors in 4. I thought that so it's so weird, man, because it's so weird how Bethesda's engine doesn't look realistic, but it's still beautiful. Like there's
Yeah,
just something about how they captivate the lighting in the specific colors that it's its own unique art style,
it
and
is.
it frustrates me, but I love it at the same time because I'm like, I know you can be better, but
Oh,
it's
yes.
good the way it is. It's
Totally.
complicated. It's so complicated.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because you play like the original two Fallouts and they're like super like pretty like, it's 1995 or whatever when those games came out. So like the graphics themselves aren't too awesome, but like the environments themselves like have some personality. It's like there's a lot of just like junk and like the lighting isn't always awesome, it's just like super bleak all the time. And then you play Fallout 3 and they did a really great job of capturing that. It's just like you get that first moment when you go out in the wasteland. So you're like, I don't know if you ever actually played Fallout 3 all the way through or anything like that. Um,
I got confused because like I was trying to get to the southeast end of the map, and I was getting murked going through the train system, and
oh,
my
yeah.
brother was making me feel like I wasn't running through properly
Hmm.
because he's like, why are you doing this and you don't have this yet? And he's like, oh, you're too far with this and not far enough with that. And I was like, okay, whatever. So I tried to follow some of my older quests, and the one was like all the way in the southeast end of the map. And I
Uh-huh.
tried to go up and around. I couldn't. I tried to go down straight through, and like everything is blocked off. So I had to keep going through the subway systems. The subway systems had these crazy difficult enemies.
Welcome to
I just
Fallout
got
3.
lost. Yeah, I was like, I'm so
Oh, man.
lost. I give up, and then I hopped on 4 because
Yeah.
I had them both downloaded, and I was like, I don't want to play 4 before beating 3.
Mm,
So I was like, let me try 4 because I was about to give up on it, and then I
yeah.
tried 4 and literally became my second life.
Yeah. Well, it's interesting because Fallout 3 is almost completely different than 4. Fallout 3 is a
Yeah.
very organized RPG. It's very more RPG, a little bit more slow. The combat itself is not too terribly action packed. I mean, you get the bloody mess perk and you're shooting dudes and they're exploding into 1,000 bits and it's awesome. Um, but then you get to Fallout 4 and it's very quick. It's not. You do the VATS and everything's still moving and it's a little bit more cinematic and action packed. And so it's interesting seeing the transition from Fallout 3 to 4 because they're almost completely different games. It's just because they have the same Fallout title that you're like, oh, okay. But like gameplay wise and the like functionality of like the leveling system and the perks and all that, completely different. And so,
What truly holds it as a Fallout game is the freeze tuck need jumping.
oh yeah,
The 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 jump, like
oh
it's
yeah,
such
oh
a
yeah,
Fallout jump.
it's so bad.
It's ridiculous. I feel like it's literally like stuck in PlayStation 1, like
Oh,
I'm falling for
so
a second
yes.
character.
Uh-huh.
Or in Mercenaries and on PS2, when you would fall in Mercenaries, they would do that. They would have that
Yeah.
weird like half tucked knees. Oh man. I'm killing you, dude.
I'm
Every time we
sorry.
stream, I make you tired.
I don't know what it is. It's like when I hang out
No,
with my wife and I'm like, "Oh, you're making me so tired." She's like, "I'm not even tired." I'm like, "I don't know. I don't know why I'm
I feel
tired."
like it has to do with the camera. Every time I'm in front of a camera, I'm just like, I'm drained. I'm
Yeah?
tired.
Huh.
I don't have time for this.
I don't know why. Sometimes I'm like really feeling it. I'm like, "Yeah, let's rock." And then other times I'm just like, "And I'm trying not to fall asleep for whatever reason." I don't know. It's really weird.
It's knowing you gotta work, man, and
I
that we're
think
not getting to play the games we want to talk about.
dude, seriously, there's sometimes I thought about it. I'm like, what if we like completely changed our format and we just like played a game and just talked about that game when we played it? It's
Dude,
like,
honestly, I've been thinking about that, the big thing is if we're both playing single player games, but if we both have the game and if we can both import it and show it side by side,
Oh, that'd
that'd
actually be
actually be
cool.
kind of cool to see like
Ooh,
two different people playing the same exact game at the same time and
dude.
seeing the different choices.
We shouldn't be saying this live because then somebody's gonna steal our idea. Don't steal our ideas. I'm coming after you.
We're recording this. We'll sue you for an idea that anybody can have, naturally.
Exactly.
We're gonna take you
Suing you for an
down.
idea anyone could have. Oh man.
Yeah,
No,
we're
dude.
copywriting life.
There we go. I'm on it.
Yeah, there we go. Yeah, I
Oh
don't know. I
man.
think maybe it'd be cool.
We'll have
Because
to chat
like
about that some more because I really like that idea.
yeah, because even like while I was playing Subnautica, like I wanted to stream, but I also wanted to stream with you. But that was the day I wasn't feeling well. I didn't want to be on
Totally.
camera that day because I was
Yeah.
just like sweating up a storm. I was like overeating. So I just felt like a hot mess. I was like, maybe something without camera is better.
You're like maybe I should turn off this heater.
Yeah, right. Me, I'm the heater.
Yep. There you go. Turn it off.
But I would have loved to have like totally played a game at the same time. So yeah, I
Yeah.
think it'd be cool. Yeah, it's maybe something to kick around.
Yeah,
New
totally.
form.
We'll chat some more when we don't have people stealing our ideas. There's some guy at home
Some
that's like,
more.
grab pen and paper. You know.
Do people still use pen and paper these days?
I do, dude. I got my sticky notes. Rocking
What
it.
is a pan?
A pond.
Paper. Pepper.
Oh,
Pepper.
a par. It's a piece of stationery you use for writing.
Writing. I know typing. I know the typing. Is
I
that
know
what
this
you mean?
typing thing.
Is that analog typing?
Oh, you gotta work on your penmanship.
Oh my
Oh,
god. Dude, you
dude.
remember Mavis Beacon? Mavis Beacon should have had a co-op mode.
Mavis Beacon. Why does that sound so familiar?
It was the typing game you had to play in school that helped you get better at typing when you had to
Dude.
put those little orange key sleeves over the keyboard. You remember
Oh
that?
my gosh. I never had to use the orange sleeves, but I remember seeing them and
No?
always was like, what's that for? I don't know. I was always a good typer. I always liked typing. Like
I liked the
honestly,
Penguin Mavis Beacon game.
yeah. Oh
That was
man.
the shit.
That was
That
the
was my
one.
jam. Yeah, I hated doing the Mavis Beacon things, but
Oh yeah.
that typing game. Who in here has had to do Mavis Beacon or use any of the keyboard covers? I'm really curious, or if that was just my school torturing me.
Yeah.
I feel like
Yeah.
I seen a meme about it one time.
I don't know.
They actually reference Mavis Beacon in The Office.
Oh yeah.
There's one time where Pam is giving Jim a bunch of shit, like they're joking around, and she's like, "Oh yeah, like how fast can you type or whatever?" And they mention Mavis Beacon in it.
Huh. I
Yeah.
watched The Office one time and I was like, that's enough for me.
Oh really?
Yeah. I
Savagery.
wasn't into it. I don't know. I
Because it
definitely
doesn't have
think
co-op.
yeah, it wasn't co-op. No, I don't know. That I'm so weird with TV shows. Like really, there's only like 5 TV shows, like maybe 4 that I can think of that I like genuinely really enjoyed and like would say like I love it, you know? It's like there's not a whole lot of TV shows out there that I'm like super into. It's like I'll watch them, but I'm not probably gonna ever watch it again or be like, "Wow, that was cool," you know? I don't know. I'm really weird with TV. I'm more of like a
Favorite TV show?
my favorite TV show
Metal
is
Gear
Game
Solid
of
5.
Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones. Well, Game of
Never
Thrones or
watched it.
Breaking Bad. Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad. That one's it's always back and forth between those two because they're both so good and they both have epic moments. But it's just like I got way more emotionally invested in Game of Thrones and like had like way more late nights where I was freaking out about something and just couldn't sleep because I wanted to watch the next episode.
Interesting. I feel like that
But
was
Breaking Bad,
Tokyo Ghoul for me.
yeah, never even heard
I
of
needed
that.
to know what was gonna happen. It's an anime. I'm a weeb, dude.
I thought so.
Yeah, actually, no, it's not fair to say I'm a weeb because I'm very selective with anime and I've only watched a handful. So I'd be disrespecting weebs by saying I'm a weeb, honestly.
Feel so disrespected. As a weeb myself, whatever that means, I am so disrespected.
If you haven't watched at least 20 anime, you can't be a weeb.
I
You're not
have
certified.
watched Dragon Ball, Pokemon, and Cowboy Bebop.
Nope, you're just a casual, dude.
super cash, super cash.
Super cash.
Yep. I haven't even watched
If you
My
can't
Hero.
make fun of like the top 10 anime of like ever being out, then you can't be a weeb. And I haven't watched the top 10 anime. I
Nope.
refuse to watch Naruto, so
Yeah.
I can't be a weeb.
I probably think I've seen one episode of Naruto, so definitely. I think I probably played more Naruto games than I have watched Naruto episodes.
Okay. Yeah,
So,
I can agree with that. That's a co-op game. That was pretty fun actually. I'm
oh
not
yeah,
into watching Naruto, but my brother had the fighting one on PS4, and that one was actually pretty entertaining. Not
yeah.
gonna lie. Yeah, it was pretty cool. It's like a more simplified Jump Force, but it has like literally every Naruto character, which I had no clue who they were, but it was
Fine by
pretty
me.
fun using what is it, Rasengan over and over again.
Yeah, going with the cheap move, just hitting the A button over and over and over.
Basically.
I hate it. Oh man, I
Dude, actually,
remember.
now that I think about it. Oh, sorry, go for it.
Oh, you're good. I was thinking of Injustice. That was one I remember playing with my buddies. If you ever played Injustice, it's like Batman, Mortal Kombat. But they have
Yeah,
a
that's
move in
right.
that where it's just like a light like jab punch, and it does like no damage, but you can like catch people in a loop, especially if you get them in the corner and just like jab, 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 jab. And there's like nothing you can do about it. It's so frustrating. And I had one
Half the
friend who was
characters in
like,
Tekken.
yeah, exactly. But yeah, it was so frustrating because you just get stuck in a corner. And I had one buddy who was terrible at fighting games, and he would just do that. And I was like, okay, we're never playing this game again. Oh, don't be a sore loser. I'm like, no, you freaking suck. And
That's
it's
what
not
irritates me
fair.
is when you're like decent and then somebody just comes in and they just spam and like it
Oh
drives
yeah,
me crazy because if I try to spam, I get hit because I'm hitting in between and they punch me. But when they
yeah,
spam, anytime I try to hit, I'm still the one who gets hit all the time.
yeah.
It's like what the actual hell is happening right now?
That's my wife in Smash Bros. Man, she like never plays Smash Bros. But when she plays, she just does Kirby and then just like jumps up and drops, and then just jumps up
I
and
suck at
drops,
Smash
and
Bros.
it's like,
Like
stop
I
it.
am absolute trash. I have to
Yeah.
play Pikachu. I either play Pikachu, Mewtwo, or the Pokemon trainer.
Well, that's your
And those are the
problem.
only people I can survive with, and
Those are
I
the
still
worst
don't survive
ones.
that long. But dude, they're the only people I can fight with. Like when what was it? Brawl? Was
Mm-hmm.
that the Wii one,
Mm-hmm.
right? Yeah, when Brawl came out, I was decent with Ike, I think. Did I use Ike or Marth? I think I used Ike, and I was
Okay.
okay with him. Um, but I would always do the thing where I'd jump outwards trying to dodge away, and then I would
Mm-hmm.
accidentally do that like sword dive
Yeah,
thing, and I
and
would
just
go right
drop.
off the map, and I just
Oh man.
it's too difficult for me without the sides. I liked PlayStation All Stars better because the sides stayed there.
Mm.
They were just hazards. So if you hit it, you would lose power orbs, which kept you from using your abilities, which you had to use abilities to take people out. And
Okay.
there were three stages of the abilities. So I
Huh.
liked that one a little bit better, honestly.
Interesting. I don't think I've
I
ever heard
liked
that
the
before.
fact. Really?
Yeah. I always get people like PlayStation All Stars is blasphemy to Smash Bros or whatever. It's like,
Man,
I don't
yeah,
know.
I hear that all the time, but I don't know. I don't agree, honestly. I
Yeah.
think it just came out first, so everybody favors it because they've played it so long.
Oh yeah, that's
Um,
fair.
yeah, because like I thought it was great. Like I sucked at Smash Bros.
Yeah.
And PlayStation All Stars offered me an opportunity to play like a battle game like that and actually be decent at it. And it's not like I was even the best at it either. So like,
Just had fun
that
with
says a
it.
lot because it was just like, yeah, like I enjoyed the characters more and like their move types.
Yeah.
I thought it was cool having the different ability ranges and trying to save up for the level 3 so you could get the 3 kills,
Mm.
maximum.
Okay.
It was awesome.
Huh.
And it had me enjoying characters that I would have never really expected. Like, I really liked playing as Big Daddy in there. And
Yeah.
I've never really played the BioShock series. I tried the
Oh,
first one
Bioshock.
and I didn't vibe on it. So
Really?
yeah, I didn't
Hmm.
dig it. It was, I don't know if it was the aesthetics or what, but
Really?
like I was just playing it and, I just remember being really bored with it. I was just super bored, and I only played for like 30 minutes, and I died a couple times. Granted, I was younger, so like I don't know. I was a little more picky when I
Huh.
was younger about games, so
Interesting.
maybe I should try it again. But yeah,
I think so. I think BioShock is one of those series that's like very atmospheric and it just like really gets you into the world. Um, it's really interesting because it's one of those games where it's like the first one is so loved and the second one is generally kind of forgotten, but I feel like the second one's better than the first one. Uh,
second one is Infinite, right?
no, so there's actually
Or is that
BioShock
three?
1, 2, and then Infinite is the third one. And Infinite
Okay.
is awesome. I love Infinite. It's completely different. It's like,
Yeah.
yeah, it's so, so different, but it's so awesome though. I love it. So yeah, if you haven't played
Yeah.
BioShock, give it at least a shot. Give it a try.
I'll have to give it a shot again,
Yeah,
honestly.
I love it. They're great.
And I think
Um,
about it, maybe it's worth it.
yeah, they got some really big story plot twists. BioShock Infinite has one of the most confusing video game endings of all time, and even though I beat it like
Mm.
4 times, I still have no freaking clue what's going on. It's
Oh,
so twisty.
I just remembered really quick. I gotta say it before I forget again.
Okay.
Dude, you know what surprises me has never had a co-op, but I think would be really fun with a co-op? Is
Mm-hmm.
Metal Gear Solid.
Really
Yeah.
interesting.
I think that if there was like a mode where like say like Meryl teamed up with you or something, or
Okay.
even if what was her name? Quiet like had a chance to team up with you or something, you know? Like I feel like that'd be pretty cool. Like
Yeah.
two people playing together or even if it was like a mini game mode, you know?
Yeah. I
I don't
feel like
know.
there was a Metal Gear co-op thing or a multiplayer Metal
There
Gear.
was a multiplayer, but I don't think
Okay.
it was co-op because I think it was just like it was like a castle defend game as far as
Mm,
I'm aware of. Like you had a
okay.
base that you would build up and then like you can go and attack other people's bases, they could attack yours,
Uh,
like raids and
gotcha.
stuff.
Hmm.
So, yeah, I'm not sure.
Interesting. I've never played that, but it doesn't sound too terribly interesting to be honest.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah,
man.
I completely dodged that one. I think it's the 0 hour one. Maybe?
Okay.
No. No, no, no. That's the extra for 5.
Oh, Ground Zero is what you're thinking.
Yeah, yeah,
Okay.
the
Yeah, no,
extra
that's like a
one was
prequel to 5
man,
cuz
I
let's see.
think it was on PS4 though.
I
I
feel
think
like
it's
it
a
was fairly
PS4 game.
recent.
Yeah, because I remember it had like a zombie mode in it too, and that's what caught my attention. But then
Yeah.
somebody said the game was just trash. So I was like, oh, all right, well, never mind. I'm not gonna pay for all that.
Yeah, totally. Hmm.
Yeah,
I was just thinking about this when you're, especially when you're talking about PlayStation. I was thinking about like fighting games and co-op and stuff like that, and I was thinking about skill-based games with co-op, like Smash Bros. Or other fighting games specifically. And then last night you also said something about racers not having much co-op,
yeah.
and then I combined the two ideas into one super thought. So my super thought is skill-based co-op games are tricky because you get someone. Here's a fantastic example of it. Mortal Kombat. I love Mortal Kombat. I would like to say I'm a fairly good Mortal Kombat player, but I can't play it local with anyone else because I'm too good that they just like wouldn't stand a chance and it wouldn't be fun, because it's like one of those things you have to like practice and get good at. And I think Mortal Kombat's a perfect example of this because it's just like I would have to like just basically sit there and let them figure it out and spend like an hour to like get comfortable with something, try different characters, things like that. But then still, even then, I've played it so much that I know the characters and how to, work against it. And playing against someone who's new to a character, you're like, oh, they're only going to use like the basic abilities. And so couch co-op like
Stuck
that.
using your hated characters.
I know, and it's like, well, I don't want to play as Kung Lao, but whatever, it's fine.
Yeah,
um,
exactly.
But it's like skill co-op games like that are tricky because it's like it can be really fun if you guys are both on like kind of a similar skill level and
Hmm.
can play together and like compete and be like, ooh, it's like kind of goes back and forth. But then if one of you is like a total just like you play it all the time, you're super into it, and then the other one doesn't play it at all or ever or rarely, then it's just not fair because the person who plays it and is good at it is going to keep consistently winning, and then the other person's like, well, this isn't fun because I'm not winning. And so that one's a tricky one. because then I also think of Crash Team Racing, and Crash Team Racing is probably my favorite kart racer, but that one's very skill based, is why I like it. It's not like Mario Kart where you can pick
Yeah.
it up and then like the kid who's never played before could win because Mario Kart's bullshit, you know.
Yeah.
And so I like,
The power-ups are ridiculous
dude,
for
it's
sure.
stupid. I
Like
hate it.
the amount of advantage you have if you are in like sixth place compared to like
Oh
even
yeah,
second place is unreal.
dude, it's stupid. I hate Mario Kart.
Yeah.
No, I
Mario
enjoy
Kart gets
Mario
me.
Kart, but like Mario Kart 8 was a rough one because the item,
Mhm.
uh there's some like technical term I had for it. Mario Kart 8 had the RNG on Mario Kart 8 was ridiculous. You're in first place, you're cruising along, person behind you, red shell, bam, you get hit by the red shell. 2 seconds later, bam, lightning bolt shrinks you down. You're going along, you go back to your normal size. 2 seconds later, bam, blue shell, in like within a 30-second period, and it's stupid. It makes it so
Yeah.
not fun because you go from first to like seventh in like 2 seconds, and then if you're playing like on the 150 or 200 cc, you go from like first to 12th in like 2 seconds. It's like it's stupid. I hate it.
So like I thought it was cool that they added the tuning, but I also kind of didn't like it because there's such a range in the maps. It like I don't know how to put it. Like it's almost like you have to study, like study the maps to learn how to like build the perfect cart that will
Mm-hmm.
fit four tracks in a row. And it's just
Yeah.
like I don't know. Like I kind of liked when cosmetics were just cosmetics, or for a game like that at least, you know. Like I
Yeah.
think it's super cool that Forza has all that detail.
Mm-hmm.
At the same time, Forza 4 is kind of frustrating because there's literally like 10 menus with like 20 options each on how to
Oh,
modify your
jeez.
car. So
That's
it's
ridiculous.
I don't want to do that for every freaking race, you know?
Yeah.
So like I don't know. I guess it's interesting if you can have like, you know, your car builds you save, which you can do, but I don't know, Mario Kart, like I felt like Mario Kart is just one of those games you're supposed to be able to pick up with your friends,
Mm-hmm.
connect four controllers, everybody, you know, like cracks open drink, you chill, you yell at each other and you
Yeah.
play. And like
Oh,
that's it. Like you
totally.
start it up and you play. But, you know, instead now it's like, oh, well, now I have to understand about grip and, you know, for through
Mm-hmm.
the traction, and I gotta, you know, test my weight and my like acceleration, and oh, now I gotta worry about a glider, and it's like, what the hell is going on? Like, I
Dude,
just
I
want to race
totally
somebody and throw a
agree.
shell.
Dude, I totally agree with you. Yeah, it's interesting because you play like Double Dash, the greatest Mario Kart game, and it's awesome because you can mix and match your characters, and it does have a minor effect on how it drives. I mean, like heavier characters are going to be, you know, they're going to have a little bit of things here and there, but it's not as in depth as Mario Kart 8 is. I mean, Mario Kart 8, your stats really truly matter. And it's like, okay, on an aspect, I appreciate that the stats actually matter, but then also at the same time, I basically gotta just, I can't mix and match. You know, it's like if I want to play as Mario and then I can really only use a specific cart with Mario because of how he's balanced, he doesn't work well with other carts
The
because then,
character weight.
yeah, my acceleration's too low and then I get hit with an item and I'm just like, you know, it's just like,
Yeah.
oh, it's annoying because it's like, okay, I appreciate like the little bit of strategy you got to put into it, but then it doesn't let you have that fun customization that's like, oh, what if I did Baby Mario, but he was driving Bowser's tank, you know, and it's just silly things like that. And it's like, it just doesn't work. The stats don't play in your favor for something like that. And so it's just like,
So true.
I don't
So
know.
freaking true.
Yeah, it's Mario Kart 8 is a rough one for me. I have such mixed feelings on Mario Kart 8 because
That's
it's,
why I always like the
oh
Crash
man.
Kart better. I want the
Oh
new
yeah.
one. I still haven't got to play the new one. And
Oh
you know
dude.
what's actually surprising? There was one that came out on PSP I had a lot of fun with.
Oh yeah, no,
Um,
those.
did you try that?
I have not actually played that one specifically, but they had Nitro Kart on the Game Boy, and it's pretty
Okay.
similar. Not exactly the same, but yeah, it's.
Yeah, that one
I know
was
what you're
like
talking about
a
though.
team one. It was like called like Nitro Kart Tag Team Racing, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And you could get like the ability where you would lock somebody in as your teammate and you could use their ability or something. And
Yeah.
I thought that was a little cool. I was kind of on it, but I actually I thought it was a pretty interesting concept. I did have some fun with it. I was also having trouble running it because I was doing it on what is it called again? Open Emu. Open
Oh,
MU,
gotcha.
however you want to pronounce it.
Yeah,
And I was playing it on my train rides back and forth from work and school when I was living in Australia, so it was a little laggy, but I still had a
gotcha.
lot of fun with it. It was really cool, but I want the new one so bad. Still haven't got to play it. I want it. I
Yeah.
need
Let's
it.
see. What a duo, LMAO from Airless Square, and I forgot I was following you guys.
How you doing?
Yeah, welcome back.
Thank you for coming by.
It is a
How you doing today?
good duo. I agree.
You got some co-op games you want to talk? What's your favorite co-op?
Oh
We've
yeah,
talked a
let's hear it.
handful so far.
Totally. Yeah, you said the new Crash game. So that one was very cool and disappointing on so many levels. First, I
Was
loved
it?
it. Yes. Okay. So I'll break it down for you. So I played the original Crash Team Racing on the PlayStation 1, and I loved that game. And honestly, like I said, I would probably say Crash Team Racing is better than Mario Kart, just because it has that skill level to it with the drifting, and
Hmm.
it does require a little bit of skill, and so it's like, okay, I appreciate that. But then yet again, like you were saying, Mario Kart is a little bit more casual. You're supposed to just like sit down and hang out and not take it too crazy. But anyways, so I played the original Nitro Kart, and so I actually pre-ordered the remake, and it arrived. I was so stoked to play it, and like started up, and I was freaking out because like the music was awesome. They did a great job with the music, and like it looks great, and it was fantastic. And like playing the tracks, it's like, oh my gosh, I remember these tracks, and it was just like so cool, just like super like nostalgia hit, and it was like so fun to play it again. It's like, oh my gosh, it was awesome. And then they introduced a bunch of cosmetic items into the game, and this is when it gets a little rocky because the cosmetics do absolutely nothing for your stats. It's just for looking. And then as you're playing, you're collecting coins. So like when you finish a race, it's like, all right, you finished a race. Here's 30 coins. Okay. Um, Oh, I will also say one thing I did really, really like is they have the story mode, and the story mode's awesome. So that was awesome too. But anyways,
Oh, you know what? I think you made a video about this, didn't you? This is
hmm
one of your more recent videos. You were saying you'd have to put in like 36,000 hours or something to
yeah,
unlock like everything in there, some unreal number like that.
dude. And guess what? That video is over a year old, so it's probably even more now. Um,
Damn,
yeah. So
that's crazy.
yeah, so like I said, they give you coins. I'll kind of break it down for anyone who hasn't watched the video or have no clue. But yeah, so you get cosmetic items. So you have cart stickers, characters, wheels, and just there's a bunch of different cosmetic items, okay? Costumes, things like that. And you have to get these coins and spend them in the shop, and the shop rotates every 24 hours, okay? And sorry, it pisses me off so hard, so I'm getting super heated. But I haven't played it in a while, so I don't know what state it's in now. But it was super set up for microtransactions. When the game first came out, there was no microtransactions. It was just the conversion rate of how many coins you got to how much you had to spend to get something. So, like, to get a cart body was like 5,000 coins, but you got at most, like, if you played the hardest level at the hardest difficulty, you got 80 coins, okay? So to get that 5,000 coin cart body, you had to play like, what is that, like 50 races? And it was like,
Man.
really, 50 races for one cart body? And so at the time I made that video, so like I said, probably about a little over a year ago, I went through and I added everything up, including like not even including what I'd already got. This was everything I didn't have. And it was like 40,000 coins. So to go through, play that most difficult race, the hardest difficulty, you had to play that race like 700 times to unlock everything. And then I also went and was like, okay, it takes about 2 minutes to play this race. And it was like a ridiculous amount of hours. It was like over 1,000 hours that you had to put into it. And then if you were to just pay money for it too, it was like $1,500. It was ridiculous. And like I said, that was like over a year ago. With updates and new things they've added, it's probably way more than that. I haven't even played it or looked at it in a while, and I almost don't even want to because I don't want to see how ridiculous it is. And it was so shady because when they first came out with the game, they're like, there's not going to be any microtransactions in it, and so everybody's like, oh, awesome. But like you play it and you like look at that system and you're like, that there's something wrong here. And then like a few months afterwards, when like the game had kind of like cooled down and like there wasn't a whole lot of attention to it. That's when they introduced the microtransactions into the game, and they were super shady about it too, because they're like, it's optional, you don't have to. It's like, okay, yeah, I don't have to, but it's just the way you guys went about it. And granted, okay, it's just cosmetic items, it has no difference at all on the way you play the game, but it's just the fact that it's there and that it's a remake of an old game that didn't have that. And it's like, okay, if they would have implemented, it's ridiculous, man. And it like I said, it pisses me off because like I love that game, and it was so frustrating because it's like that game itself is so fun. I love Crash Team Racing. It's so much fun to play, and it's like great. It's just that whole cosmetic system is so shady, and I don't appreciate how they set that up. And so it's like, do I recommend that game? Yes and no, because I don't want to say yes, and then people get it and then get sucked into the microtransactions, and then all of a sudden they spent like $200 on Crash Team Racing, and it's like, no, but it's such a fun kart racer that it's like, but I don't know. That's such a tricky one, man.
Battlefront, honestly, is another one I wish still had the co-op. And the one thing that really kills me about it is the difference even between the newer ones, because the first one had it to where you could play each other in these stupid little skirmishes that you would max out at like a 10v10.
Okay.
And then eventually they ended up giving you, which it was way freaking later, like Battlefront 2 is like basically about to come out kind of later.
Okay.
And they ended up giving the full skirmish mode, so you could do like the whole open world like in the originals, like the full battle practice, and you could do that co-op. And I was like, hell yes, finally. Like everything I've been waiting for. And then the new one comes out, and it's like, okay, this game has even less than the first one that we just bitched at you about for not having enough content.
Yeah.
And granted, this one did have a story mode, but most of the people hated the story. Most of the people didn't play the story. And then on top of it, it was just another microtransaction mess, even though they said it wasn't gonna be. And then they still went for it, and then they retracted it later. But nonetheless, it's just like, holy shit. Like, all of this content that I need to unlock, like this basically has to be like the only game I play for like months on end. And I did play it for months on end, and I barely even got like 2-3 costumes or something. Like I think I literally only have 2 or 3 alternate costumes, and I'm like level like 89 or something in the game. Like, why am I level 89 like that?
Dude, yeah. No, that one was a mess. Battlefront 2, and even the first, like the remake Battlefront games have been a mess. And that second one, I remember seeing something that was like, if you wanted to unlock all the characters, or like even just Darth Vader or whatever, I don't remember exactly what it was, but it was like 40,000 hours. It's like, what? Who's going to put 40,000 hours into anything? It's like, dude, I love video games. I love playing guitar, and I love doing all this stuff, but I'm not going to put 40,000 hours into any of that. I mean, I don't want to figure out the math, but like how many years of your life is just that, Now I'm kind of curious.
But that's the thing too. It's like, I feel like literally games are being made specifically for and only for the gamers that like live with people their entire life and have them take care of them, and they never work. Like literally, like I remember getting Division, and the only reason I was able to keep up with that game was because I was in a job transition. I had a job where I was working 12-hour days Saturday and Sunday, and so I had the rest of the week open. So I would like apply for other jobs in the morning while I was like trying to figure out like, something else to fill up the time. And other than that, I mean, like I literally had like 15 hours a day to just play this game. So I did. I played like literally 15 hours a day for like 2 months straight. Then I found a second job. And when I started working more, I found that I was literally just getting trampled, beaten, stabbed in a dirty alley, left to die.
Doesn't sound too far off
so
like your
bad.
Actual hometown.
I know, right? I go to games so I don't live my real life, and I started living my real life in video games, and I didn't like it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, I don't know, man. Why do you have to dedicate so much time to one effing freaking effing game.
Dude,
That's how
serious.
many times I want to use F bombs there because it's just so like it's literally at a point it's infuriating. Like there's
Oh,
times where like I
yes.
think about it and I just like I get like those little mini shakes because you're just like son of a bitch. Like I want that so bad, but I don't want to waste that much of my free time.
Mm-hmm.
Like you can't have a normal life and have awesome things in
No.
games anymore unless you're willing to pay like $600 by the time you're done with a game minimum, you know?
Yeah.
Like I hate all this cosmetic stuff. Rainbow Six Siege was even one of them, man. Like I
Yeah.
loved Rainbow Six Siege, but it's like, oh, you're gonna super rarely get these crates to unlock costumes for free. You have a chance to get it, but you have to get wins in a game that makes super shitty pairings. And other than that, yeah, you can go ahead and pay us $800 for this
Or that.
game. Is literally just a multiplayer game.
Yeah.
And can we talk about storage size, bro? What the freak, bro? What is with these storage sizes? You literally can't have Modern Warfare on PC with a
Mm-hmm.
250 gigabyte memory card anymore
Yeah.
because the game doesn't let you section off the three different game modes and it's over
Hmm.
250 gigs now for
Oh my
one
gosh.
game.
Yeah.
One game. I can't download it. I have
Dude.
two separate 250 gigabyte SSDs.
My
Like what
gosh.
the hell?
Dude, so I actually had someone talking about that last night on the stream. I did not know that Call of Duty was that big. And he said something, he's like, dude, games are getting ridiculously big. And I was like, oh, yeah. Like, I was going to say, like, Red Dead Redemption 2 was like 120. He's like, dude, that's
Yep.
nothing. He's like, Call of Duty's 300. I was like, what? He's like, yeah,
If
Call
you
of
have
Duty
all
Modern
of
Warfare is 300 gigabytes. I was like, what is in Call of Duty that's how, what?
I feel like they
Doesn't make
don't
any
delete the
sense.
data they stop using. Like for
Yeah.
example, Siege. Siege had the game mode where it was the infected one and it was a zombie
Okay.
mode. When they deleted that, so at that point I think Siege was starting to hit about 67 to maybe 80 gigabytes.
Wow.
And when that game mode ended, they took that out, but it didn't get updated with anything new yet, I think, except for the new season pass characters and one map.
Okay.
And the game size still increased rather
Oh.
than go down.
Yeah.
And every time there's an update, even if they get rid of other things, the size still keeps increasing. So
Mm,
I stopped Siege maybe at 117 gigs when it started
wow.
asking me for 117 gigs just for Siege. I was like,
Yeah.
screw this. Like, I love this game, but
Not that
like
much.
literally it just has a multiplayer mode basically. Like
Wow.
that's not worth that game. There's no way. There's just no way. That's what pisses me off. Like I feel like they're trying to corner you into only playing specific games. Like there's
Yeah.
no freaking way that cheap ass game with tiny ass multiplayer maps and a handful of characters and guns takes
Yeah.
up that much information. There's just no way.
It doesn't
Like
make any
look at
sense at
Red
all.
Dead Redemption. Like that's the
Dude.
perfect example. Like
Yeah.
if you took every map on Siege and every character in Siege and you put it side by side, even if you doubled it up with terrorist hunt mode, and if you took each difficulty level of terrorist hunt mode and you added each one on ranked and unranked just to try to max out the amount of space, that would still not even be a fraction of
Yeah.
what like Red Dead would require. So it's
Dude.
dumb. It's
Yeah.
so dumb.
That doesn't make any sense at all. And while you were chatting, I did some math. And for 40,000 hours to go into a game, if you were to play 24 hours a day consistently without any breaks, just 24 hours straight every single day to play for 40,000 hours, that would be 4.5 years straight.
Jesus.
Straight.
How long are you supposed to play these damn games for, man?
Seriously, it's like what do they want from you other than literally your life? You
Yeah.
know?
Oh, they want your money. That's the other option.
Yeah,
You either
it's
give
like
us your life or you give us your money, and then you can have all the
yeah.
cool stuff in the game.
Dude, yeah, it's so frustrating. And there's a guy on YouTube. I don't know if you ever heard of him. His name's Jim Sterling. I'm not a huge fan of his,
Sounds
but
familiar.
he's this like super I don't want to say ornery British guy, but he's just super very super British, and he's just super like
Super British. I
super
like
British.
that.
Yeah, no, like you watch his videos, and he's like, so on the show today, we are gonna talk about, he's gonna do his thing, but he's like super big against microtransactions and stuff, and I think it's great. And when Crash Team Racing came out with the microtransactions and stuff, I was watching a lot of videos about it, kind of like doing my video and just kind of seeing what other people are thinking about it. He did a really good one, and he made a really solid point. He's like, if you're playing these games, and especially like Crash Team Racing specifically, he's like, if you're playing these games or any microtransaction filled game, you're like, oh, that's okay, I don't need it, it's not bothering me at all. And he's like, then you're not the target audience. You're not who they're trying to sell this game to. They want to sell this game to those people who are going to get sucked into the microtransactions and just keep spending money consistently and become a problem, an addiction, and get that gambling problem with the loot boxes and things like that. And he's like, so if you're the one saying like, it's not bothering me, that it's not for you, And I was like, he is totally right, He's like, that's not wrong at all.
It's so true.
It's
literally a gambling addiction. Literally.
Yeah, it totally
like
is.
all these chances.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Actually, oh sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you're good. I was just like, ugh.
Yeah, well, because I was gonna say it's actually Ubisoft is one that's really pissing me off right now. So there's a lot of the phone games, and they have a lot of anime phone games based off of the shows, and it's those, get these packs, get these characters, level them up, new characters every week that make your last character completely irrelevant. And it's like, I had a Bleach one where it was like pay like $80 for the guarantee to get like 2-pack unlocks of like 10 people each, and you would get a rare or whatever. And I thought about that, and I was like, as ridiculous as it seems to pay $80 for a phone game character, I understand it with the anime world, because the anime world is struggling because of piracy. Like, anime companies are literally struggling to stay afloat because people don't want to watch the shows on TV. What channels do have them are super limited. Most people aren't buying the manga because it can get scanned online for free. Like there's Manga Fox or Manga Fox and Manga Panda or whatever, something like people used to talk about all the time. So that I kind of understood a little bit more.
Real quick, I like that. You're like, yeah, these anime companies are struggling because people are pirating, but if you want to, you can go to these websites to do it.
I mean, come on, everybody knows about them, man. Everybody knows.
Heard of them, but I just thought that was so funny.
Yeah, it's free advertising. Maybe they'll pay us.
I guess. I don't know if I want our first advertisement to be an anime piracy website.
Yeah, screw it. Money's money. I've been playing enough CFEs. I can accept some pirate money.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Another great co-op game, by the way.
Yeah.
But so honestly, the one thing I feel really irked about is this Ubisoft game.
Okay.
Because there's literally, let me open this so people can see. It's called Elite Squad.
Okay.
So don't get me wrong, I'm having fun with the game. But what's ridiculous about this game is that there are entire open world games that they have that are some of the biggest maps on games, Wildlands. Okay, full game, open world, full characters, full story. A game you can actually completely play yourself, customize even your characters, like your partners that play with you, all of that. Okay?
Okay.
That game costs like $60. Okay?
Okay.
For a phone game where you can't control all the characters, you do nothing but like click on the screen here and there. Here is one bundle that gives you a slight chance to unlock. Do you see that price for
Slight.
three possible characters there?
The keyword there is possible characters.
Why am I paying $30 for a phone game to have the chance to use characters that I can literally pay the same price or just double to have an actual effing video game I can play?
Yeah.
Like, literally, when I think about it, I just want to, like, chuck my phone at a wall, but I hope there's a teleporter, and it goes right into the face of the Ubisoft owner, creator, and designer.
Right.
And I hope that he falls into a nuclear reactor that explodes and just gets rid of Ubisoft, because it's just it's literally offensive as a gamer. It's just the biggest spit in the face. Like, hey, we literally have a miniature world you can play. $60. But hey, pay $30 and you might be able to use this character in a game you literally do
Might.
nothing but sit by in.
Yeah.
Like it's offensive. It's actually offensive. Like
Dude,
it
yeah.
is so offensive.
Mobile games
Why
are
would
so
I?
bad.
It just shows the hypocrisy. Like it's not about the prices aren't about how much it takes to make. The
No.
DLC isn't, oh, you got to pay more because it took more work. No, it's pretty damn clear at this point. We see that's not it.
Mm-hmm.
Siege literally is not a $60 game, and you have to pay
Yeah.
$60 for it. And then you got to get the pass to get the extra characters, or
Of
you can
course.
work your way forever and forever and
Played the game
forever
for
to
four and a
unlock
half
them
years.
one by
Yeah.
one. Literally, dude, the game has
Yeah.
been out longer than that, and I still don't even have everything unlocked. Like,
Yeah.
it's I don't know, man. It's a
Yeah.
weird world these days. It's an offensive world. I'm offended. I'm
Yeah.
triggered, dude. These video game companies trigger me.
Oh my gosh, yeah. Well, mobile games are so bad because it's like, okay, you can download the app for free, but then yeah, they want you to pay $30 for a chance to get the character you want. And it's so like annoying because it's like how often do you just like sit there and play a game on your phone except for when you're sitting on the toilet, dude? It's like nobody just like sits there and games on their phone for hours on end. And if you do, it's like Tetris or something just absolutely stupid like Temple Run, you know? It's like you're not going to dive into a giant RPG where you can maybe get that character you're going for if you pay $30. You know, it's just like,
And there's so
no.
little to do. It's like, what's the
Yeah.
point? Like, literally, I've been playing Elite Squad, and I'll play it for a while straight, but you know what? I'm not just sitting there staring at my phone. I'm watching It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. I'm watching your videos. I'm chatting with people. Like,
Yeah.
I'm playing another game and looking over, and I'm like, oh, gotta hit my missiles really quick. Oh, gotta hit the heal button really quick. Okay, that was over. I'm just gonna keep playing my actual game now that I paid
Yeah.
like a fraction of the price for that this game wants. So,
Yeah. Phone games are
ugh.
ridiculous.
I just
Oh
can I
man.
just like rip my head off and throw it across the room? I'm just like, exactly, bro. Exactly.
Ridiculous.
I feel like we need like a pressure release valve on our heads, like, because I'm
It's
just
like
fuming.
Majin Buu and Dragon Ball. Just
Exactly, dude. I need to be
yeah.
like a
Oh man.
teapot, like if I'm just like fuming, is
Yeah, there you go.
just let that smoke out, and it's like, all right, I'm chilling
Oh
now.
yeah, that's
My
why I play
chakras are
Grand
off
Theft Auto 5.
again.
Just let off some steam in the healthier way.
Dude, I think I might have to stream more Subnautica later. I've been
Dude. Yeah.
digging the advanced severe anxiety and panic attacks it's been inducing on my life.
That's awesome. Well, also our man Taicho is almost affiliate, so go help him out.
Yeah, that's true. Oh my God, man, I'm so close. Let me
Dude,
see. I got
yes.
the achievement thing, and
Uh-huh.
it frustrates me. So it was taking me the longest to get the followers, and now
Oh,
I have
okay.
54. I've
Yeah.
streamed 15.33 of 8 hours. I have 9 different days required of 7 for streaming.
Uh-huh.
But my average viewer, even though my last one had like 7 average viewers for it,
Uh-huh.
I'm stuck at 2.29 average viewers out of
Oh
3.
no.
And I think it's
Yeah.
from when I start up because it's
Mm-hmm.
usually like I'm streaming like 30 minutes before people hop on, honestly.
Yeah. A lot of it is from because it does the average of the last 30 days. And so
Yeah,
if you
that
have
too.
like 2 streams, like when you were first started streaming a lot, that you like average like 1 or 2, and then now you're getting 7, but it's still throwing in those averages of like 1 or 2 that are making it a little rocky. So it's a little messed up because yeah, I had a few of those where it's like, bam, I averaged 9 viewers, but it's like you have an average of 2.3, and it's like what? And
Yeah,
it's like, oh yeah,
right?
because I had an average of 1 viewer that last stream. Oh,
Yeah.
so
It's rough, man. It's hard to
dude,
keep consistent.
it's rough. Yeah, it takes a lot of hard work, and it kind of makes you jealous when you see people that just like get it like in like, man, I started streaming like a month ago and I already have it, and it's like, shut up, you know. It's like,
You're
oh
stupid.
yeah,
I
seriously
don't like
though.
it.
I hope you rip your head off and jump off a cliff. I don't know. No. But if you're
Oh my
cheating for your
god.
Twitch
That's gonna be
affiliate,
our motto.
I don't appreciate that. If you're using like bots and like cheating to get that average viewer and followers, it's like, no, you didn't earn that. It's not fair.
Yeah.
And
It's
so,
so hard, man.
yeah.
It's so hard. Even coming from the music world, man. I've been working on my music for like 7 years now. And it didn't even until just this year get everything posted across the internet. It's cool to
Yeah.
be able to be Googled though.
That's
That feels
awesome.
pretty. That feels
Wow.
like a life accomplishment
There you
to be
go.
like. I'm like I got a whole section on Google and everything. Like if you look
Wow.
up Taicho
I've
Beardo,
got to look this up.
yeah, dude, it shows me up. Like it's
Yeah.
mad hype, man.
Ooh, that's
It
exciting.
makes me so hype, right? It's
Taicho
like
Beardo.
a milestone in my life.
Hey, look at that musical artist.
Look at that, right? Isn't it so cool?
That's way cool. And you have a
It
record
gets me
label.
so hyped. Yeah, man. It makes me feel hyped.
Dude, totally. That's so sick. I love that.
Yeah, it's cool
Bahama
being
Mama
official.
Drama. I don't think
Yeah,
I heard that
man.
one. That's
No, it's like a
awesome.
tropical
Dude,
song.
I need to check that out. I don't think I heard that
I
one.
made it. I started it when I was in Australia. It was like a month or two before I had to leave. And then I got super depressed I was leaving, so I stopped working on it. But then I stopped at a beach in San Diego on my way back, and I
Mm-hmm.
finished it.
Yeah.
Literally sitting on the patio right on the
Cool.
beach of the hostel I was at. It was
That's
sick.
awesome. That's way
Trying
cool.
not to have my computer blow up from the San Diego sunlight.
That California sun is hot.
Right? Man.
Dude,
Yeah, it
it's
was good
hot.
though. It was a good setting to make a track in. I always wanted
Oh
to
yeah.
finish a track while I was outside.
That's awesome. That's so cool.
Yeah.
Just getting it rocking in the tropical breeze. That's cool. Makes sense.
Hell yeah. Dude, speaking of Tropical Breeze, and
Mm-hmm.
speaking of co-op games, and speaking of a game we spoke on, but I didn't say the part I mentioned last night. So speaking of last night also, and
Okay.
speaking of me speaking right now,
Okay. Okay.
I
Okay.
one game I always wished would have been co-op. I don't know exactly how, but I
Mm-hmm.
just wish regular Crash Bandicoot was co-op.
Oh yes, that's right. You did say that.
Like I don't know how, but like I don't
No.
know how they would do it, but I just I always remembered it sucked switching back and forth. Like
Mm-hmm.
like I remember my friends would come in and stay over and we'd only have so much time, so we would stay up until like 4 in the morning beating the game, you
Yeah.
know? But that was the thing, was like some of us wanted to play the same levels,
Mm,
and it's
yeah.
like you had to wait for your turn and you didn't want to switch to every death, and
Yeah.
it was so difficult. It was such a fun game. Like I wish there would have been a way to play at the same time. Maybe even like a versus, like who gets to the
Yeah.
end first or something.
Ooh, that'd probably be the best idea. Yeah, it's tricky because my wife and I, we love the Crash Bandicoot games. We'll play them and just switch off. It's like, okay, if you die, you switch. If you beat a level, you switch, and things like that. And
Yeah.
we'll play that all the time. So we're looking forward to playing the new one, but I still haven't picked it up yet. Um, I don't know why. I
I actually didn't get the new one yet either.
I
I
should.
didn't even fully beat the remake one.
Oh, I
I
love
got
that
pretty
one.
close, but I didn't fully beat it.
Yeah, I beat it like 4 or 5 times. It's great. It's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like
Which
that
one's your
one.
favorite Crash?
Um, it's tricky
Mine is
because
definitely Warped.
Warped. Yeah, I really like that
Yeah.
one. I like the first one just because it's so basic. But then also I really like the
I
different
never beat it.
abilities. Oh, it's so difficult. The first one's hard.
I couldn't beat it. I
Yeah,
could never beat the first one. I tried so many times,
so
and then
difficult.
the furthest I ever got was like the 96th level or something like that, and I cheated. However,
Cheated.
something was six. Yeah, I used the cheat codes, so you were
Gotcha.
able to just like travel to different parts of the island or whatever. But I
Yeah.
remember it was like super far because
Really.
they had it. There was like an exact number of levels. It was either like 100 or 80 or something like that.
Trying to
And I
remember.
teleported to the last island, and I
Mm-hmm.
was on like the number six of whatever, and I
Mm.
only had four more to go, and I still couldn't beat it.
I think I know. Were you climbing up the side of a castle?
Yeah, I think so. No, no, I was on a blimp.
Oh, you're on Blimp?
Yeah, I was on the blimp part of it.
I'm gonna say the Blimp is the very very final boss in the first game.
Yeah, but aren't there multiple spots on it?
Nope, just the
Maybe I
one.
fast forward to it then, possibly, because I know I had a handful more levels.
Yeah. Huh. Yeah, because the Blimp is like the very very final boss. Like you beat that, then you beat the game. So I don't know.
Hmm.
Yeah, no, I like
There we
Crash 1 a
go.
lot. That one's awesome. Crash 2 was really fun.
No.
Um, I like the different abilities, and the levels in that one were fun because that one had the little polar bear in it. That was great. The third one is awesome. Sounds warped. I like the motorcycle levels, though they are brutally
Yeah.
difficult.
Oh, so difficult. They were the
Yeah.
best
Oh
though.
my gosh, they're so awesome. But then that also had the dinosaur levels in it too, where you gotta ride the little dinosaur.
Those were
So
crazy.
that was cool. I
No, the one
appreciated
where it
that.
chases you too, though, that
Mm-hmm.
was crazy.
Yeah.
So crazy.
So
Like,
good.
oh my God. That
Yeah.
was so tough, especially when you get stuck in the sludge.
Oh yeah, and you had to like jump and spin out of it. Tricky,
Yep.
tricky. They make you work for it on that one.
Yeah, you know it was really difficult were the electrical stage where like it was the futuristic one, you know? You
Oh.
had to like jump over the laser beams or there were like
Mm-hmm.
the like electrode things that would like
Yeah.
dude, oh my God, you know what I'm so excited for that used to be co-op on some of them and I can't wait for they're making a remake of
I don't
Abe's
know.
Odyssey. Woo,
Abe's Odyssey.
man. One of
Never
my
heard of that.
favorite PlayStation classics is Abe's
Yeah.
Odyssey.
Huh.
Such a great
Never heard of
classic.
that.
Oh, bro.
Huh.
Dude, it's got this alien, and he's all like, "Ewa, ewa, ewa, ewa," and he does this like chant thing, and it makes
Yeah.
people like teleport and shit. Dude,
Huh.
it's sick. It's
Interesting.
sick.
Totes sick, dude. Look at us getting with the modern kids and their lingos.
Right?
Oh
It's
no.
we gotta be hip because mine's broken, so
Yeah.
I gotta find some way to be hip.
There you go. Yeah, as a music teacher, I interact with a lot of kids of the younger ages, and some of the things they say, I'm like, what?
Yeah.
It's like this one kid, I was playing a drum beat for him. I was like, yeah, check out this drum beat, and I played, and he's like, that's dope sauce, and I was like, huh?
Dope sauce.
He's like,
What?
yeah. He's like, if life was a sandwich, you'd be the dope sauce, and I was like, what?
Yeah. I make
Oh
up some of
no.
my own lingo sometimes. I like to say Liddy Splitty Supreme. I don't know what that means, but I was like, oh yeah, it's Liddy Splitty Supreme,
There
man.
you go.
I don't know. I got a handful of those.
Yeah.
Got a handful.
There was, I don't remember how long ago it was. My sister was like super into like saying like the weird shortened term stuff that was just like, this sounds, I don't even know what you're trying to go for. And I was like, you know what, we should make our
GBH.
own. And I was like, we should call like low qual and high qual. So like you like go out and like watch a movie or go like on a date and you're like, that date was so high qual. Or it's like, man, that movie was pretty low qual, man. And it's just
Yeah,
stupid stuff
dude,
like
he's got to
that.
shorten everything and just
Uh-huh.
abbreviate it.
Yeah, and so I'll say it every now and then. Like, we'll like my wife and I'll have dinner. I'm like, man, that was some high qual meal, and she's like, shut up. I'm like, okay. No,
Oh my
she's not that
God.
mean, but it's funny. She's just like so over it. She's like, no, it's stupid. Nobody's gonna say low qual or high qual. I'm like, but they
Right.
need to. It's required.
Damn, dude, you know what I just thought about, and I don't know why Qual made me think of it.
Hmm.
I don't know why, but you know what needs more co-op is like fighter jet games, I guess. Like Ace Combat. Like it made me
Okay.
think of Ace Combat. Like I remember there was some of the older ones they had modes where you could do the co-op, where you could like, you know, have the little dog fights and all that. But man, I feel like it needs some more of that. Like I wish I could just have people over and just have an ultimate sky showdown with
That'd be
them.
pretty cool.
Right?
They had like Tom Clancy's Hawks or something like that. Was some
I
fighter.
tried that
I
one.
never did. I never played it. My buddy had it, and he played it for a minute, and then he's like, "This is weird," and so
I
then he
hated it
stopped
because
it.
you couldn't barrel roll. It
Yeah,
was like automated flying. It was
do
so
a barrel
weird.
roll.
Like, yeah,
Have you ever done that on
absolutely.
Google?
Do a barrel roll. I did it forever ago when it was when they did the meme for it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I haven't
Huh.
done it recently. Are there any new effects on it?
I haven't done it. I know if you do like do a barrel roll 2 times, then it'll go like twice around.
Yeah,
So I don't know.
yeah.
I love fun little
You know
Google
what I
tricks
don't know
like
how to
that.
do? I
Huh?
don't know how to do those crazy like spam messages that people do where it looks like the words are deteriorating away. It's
Oh,
like
I
the
don't know.
Matrix with the words. I don't
Hmm.
know how to do all that. There's a
I've never seen
specific
that.
term for it.
Huh?
Yeah, well, you don't use Facebook, so I guess you're less likely to.
Well,
Dude, you know what needs to be a game that
what?
you reminded me of because you're yawning? Sleep Simulator. I'm playing that one solo, and it super sucks.
I've never
I
even
need a
heard of
co-op
it.
version.
I
Yeah,
swear there's a
no,
simulator for everything.
it happens like in my place of living. There's
Mm-hmm.
just like I'm playing on solo mode. I need a co-op person to join, you know?
Oh
It's a
God.
good co-op game.
I
You're
was
stuck
like,
in perma co-op.
I was like, what's he going for? I was like, is this like a legit game? Then I was like, wait a minute.
I mean, there's a goat simulator, so, you know.
Exactly. So like I literally thought it was a game because there's like farm simulator, goat simulator, bee simulator, shower with your dad simulator.
Whoa.
Yeah, my buddy bought that for me on Steam, and I think I played it for like 2 seconds, and I was like, nope. Just because it was like, what the hell is this? But yep, I am on permanent
That
co-op
is
mode,
absolutely wild.
and it's working out pretty good so far.
Yeah? Nice.
Yep,
Nice.
I highly recommend it as long as you
I'm
find a good co-op
contemplating
partner.
solo mode. I think I'm just gonna just keep playing solo
Just go
mode, and
solo.
I'm just gonna work on music, yeah.
There you go.
Plus more video game time for myself.
Unless you can find a
I was
good
thinking about that, dude.
gaming co-op partner.
Dude, I've gotten a handful of my exes in the games, and it was fun, but it's at the point where nothing is co-op anymore, so, like,
Get some
how do you even do
Borderlands
it,
going.
you know?
There you go.
Kinda. It's just, I don't know, man. There's other games I'd rather play, and they're, like, all online. It was pretty cool, though. When I was living in Australia, the one girl I was dating, I bought us
Oh
each
yeah.
a TV,
You're saying
and I
you like
had
double
mine.
stacked them.
Yeah, I had mine on
Yeah.
the desk, and hers was below, and, like, we would legit just, like, play games at the
Cross
same
game.
time. I
That's
wish I would have
awesome.
been into Overwatch back then, because I wasn't back then, and she
Yeah.
played a shit ton of it, and
Oh
it would have
man.
been cool to just like double up on it.
Yeah. That'd be cool.
It would have
Yeah.
been, honestly, it would have been. I do miss having somebody to like game with, but I don't know. I've been digging the single player too. A lot of good single player games I've been getting into. Let's see. What
What have you been into? What do you got? What we got?
hold up.
Cat attack.
Trying to make sure the cat isn't stuck. I heard a weird noise. I just wanted to make sure the cat wasn't hurt. It sounded weird for a second.
Totally.
Um, Subnautica is definitely one of the big ones I'm playing solo. Daymare 1998, I picked that one up. That one's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
I picked up Final Fantasy VII, but I haven't really started playing it yet. I was trying to talk with Umbrella Gibson actually the night I tried to play it, but then I couldn't hear him, so I backed out of it. I have to lean to see around my laptop to see my computer screen.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, co-op game I'm so excited to play. Another streamer, Gaming for Platinum, awesome
Oh,
streamer,
yeah.
check him out. He actually hooked me up with Phasm.
Oh. Yeah. Oh, you're frozen. Oh man, we were doing so good. The stream relies on you. Okay, maybe not entirely. Man, we might have to. I don't know what's going on. Okay, I think we're probably gonna have to call it for today. This is so like a unfortunate ending. Okay. Probably be best. Oh, guys, I'm so sorry. This is so unfortunate, and I wish we had more solutions. But I'm sure between now and then we will figure a lot of it out and see what we can get figured out for you guys. But let's see. Let me double check with him and make sure that that's what we want to do. But man, so unfortunate. It's fun doing this stuff. I really enjoy being here with you guys, and it's been a blast rocking it. And it's just so unfortunate that today has been a very technical mess. So hopefully we will get it figured out, and next time we will be like ready to go, ready to rock. Okay, yeah, so we will call it good for today. Thank you everybody so much for watching. I'm so sorry about all this. What a mess. And we'll catch you guys next time on Press Start to Play. Stay tuned on the Discord for some goodies, and come hang out with us, and we'll see you guys later. Sorry again, and have a good day.